Howdy y'all, it's Dave again. This is not one of the video responses I said I was going to give, but the comment in the comment section, I thought about it all day and I decided that I could not respond adequately and as it's deserved with the small amount of text that the YouTube messaging thing on videos provides. So what this is to the comment by Thumperings. First thing I want to address is three things real quick. Wars are now about words. Wrong, sir. Wars are about ideology. The current wars are about ideology, and one of which would have us all bowing 5 times towards Mecca, dress our women in full head-to-toe burqas with little tiny screens that they could look out. But they wouldn't be able to leave their homes without a male relative escorting them. They would be denied health and education, health care and education. None of us would be allowed to fly kites, sing songs, play music, watch television, or post videos on YouTube. The second one, things said represent beliefs. Very, very true. But things said also represent lies, especially when people are angry. They say things they don't mean, and they're mean things generally. Best fights are won with words and not guns. False. Chamberlain went to Germany and met with Hitler and came home with a piece of paper and waved it around and declared peace in our times. The result was 60 million people killed over the next 6 or 7, 8 years. Okay, 60 million people killed. But what I want to really address is hurtful words can destroy. How? How? They're just sounds. Okay? If someone calls you something bad like, oh, you're a fag, you're ugly, you're whatever, it's no more significant than if I look at you and say, you're a bunny rabbit. Now, you're certainly not going to get upset if I call you a bunny rabbit. That's no more, I mean, these other insults are no more significant than that. The only way people can hurt you with their words is if you take your self-esteem and you give it to them, and you control your self-esteem. You can give it to people and take it back anytime you like. You are in total control of it. You give it to this other person, you leave them with it for a little while, and then they give it back and you see what they've done with it. Now some people, you give their self-esteem to them and they're going to hug it and they're going to brush out its fur and they're going to kiss it and they're going to tell it they love it and they're going to feed it little chocolates and they're going to give it back to you and it's going to be all happy and smell nice and you're going to feel all warm and fuzzy inside as a result, and that's great. But there's other people that are going to take your self-esteem when you hand it to them and they're going to stab it and they're going to throw it on the floor and they're going to stomp on it. Then they're going to put it in a meat grinder and feed it to the dog and feed it to their dog, and after the digestive process, scoop up the results and put it in a bag and hand that bag of brown stinky stuff to you and say, here's your self-esteem back. You're the one that controls who you give that power to. Nobody else. You're the one that controls that. If you know yourself and your values, if you know your strengths and your weaknesses, and if you know your abilities and your limitations, there isn't a damn thing that anybody can say to hurt your feelings. Okay? If their statement is true, it's something you already know, and you can say to them, tell me something I don't know. If it's something that is untrue, it's irrelevant. It's bunny rabbit time. Now, you talked about hurtful things. I can almost guarantee you I've heard more hurtful things than you have by a long shot. I've been called a baby killer, I've been called a murderer, I've been called a mass murderer, I've been called a rapist, I've been kicked out of a restaurant because the owner didn't like the military and told me to get the hell out of his place because he didn't want my kind in there. all because I served in the military. I've had people come up and tell me that they're glad that I'm crippled for life because I served in the military, and I've even had people say, it's just too bad they didn't kill you. Okay? Pretty nasty things, right? No. These people don't realize it, but what they're actually saying is, I can say these things, I can voice my opinion freely without any fear at all of any repercussions from the authorities, because you did your job and defended my right to speak freely and think freely without interference. So thank you. You protected my right, my constitutional rights. It's all in how you look at it. Okay? I'll give you an example. People think I'm a nice guy. I'm not. I'm an asshole. Okay? I'm nice to people because it's fun. Because it's a lot more fun to be nice to people and give smiles and make people feel good and that sort of thing than it is to hurt their feelings and make them sad and angry and get them all upset and all that. But if you step on my toes, or if you infringe on my rights, or you betray me in some way, lie to me, steal from me, whatever, you're going to find out just how big an asshole I am. Okay? Huge. Now y'all may want to turn down your speakers a little bit right now, because United States Marines are not nice people. Alright, you can turn your speakers back up. We're not nice people. If you make yourself my enemy, you're going to find out that I'm not a nice guy. That's just the facts of it. I don't care who you are. I want you to look at something real close here. Let me see if I can get this view right here. I gotta take off my hat. Don't laugh at my bald spot. Y'all are gonna get him eventually. Now take a look at my ears. You notice anything kind of odd? They're all pointy. I always get made fun of for my ears because I got these pointy little ears. God gave me pointy ears. I'm certainly not going to cut them off because people like to laugh at them, you know. I laugh at them. It's something God gave me, and well, hey, I'll deal with it. I know about myself. I know my strengths, weaknesses. I know all about myself. There isn't anything anybody can tell me that's new. Okay? If they do find something to tell me that's new after all this time, I'll consider it and find out whether it's the truth or not, in my opinion. If it's not, I'll discard it. If it is, I'll decide whether or not I want to change my ways for it or not. I may change them, I may not. Whatever the case is, I'll accept myself as I am. And nobody else can say a damn thing that is going to affect that. Now, I want to make this clear. This is not directed as an attack against you thumperlings at all. This is to all of those that are getting their feelings hurt because of comments that are made on their videos, of things they hear in their real lives, and especially young folks that are in school, because kids can be mean as hell. Words are just sounds, okay? If someone calls you a name and it's true, fine. They haven't insulted you. They've simply declared the truth. If they say something that's untrue, substitute the word bunny rabbit for what their insult is. And with that, I will say my adios and hasta luego, and I will holler at y'all later. I hope I've made you think about something here, and that you can realize that words cannot hurt you. So, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. Take it easy, everybody.